everybody. How are you doing on this Happy New Year? This is the show before the New Year, New Year's Eve. So I kind of thought tonight we'd kind of talk about what we see coming in this year and what we wish is coming in this year. Whole lot of fun to be had tonight. As you can see, I'm celebrating because there's a new signing that has been rumored. And so brought out the retro gear for that. So everybody jump in the chat and say hi, and we will get to you guys as we go. Obviously, this is your show, so we want to be as interactive as we possibly can. So Ed will jump in here as soon as he can. I know he's trying to connect, so we'll get him in as soon as we can. But excited to talk about, obviously, the thumbnail we made was about Neymar, because there was an article that Ed shared that I figured we could talk about. But there also is, after I made that thumbnail, the news came out about somebody else. So we will get to that. But before we get too far, let's say hello to everybody's favorite uncle, Uncle Ed. Hey, Ed, how are you doing?
How's it going, Peter Brown? Had some technical difficulties, but I'm here.
Well, I was just prepping everybody on what we're going to talk about tonight. A little bit of Neymar. Obviously, that was part of the story, the headline, and a story you shared that is probably just clickbait. But you know what? It's something that we should talk about. But I think something, in my opinion, trumped Neymar. Hence the retro kit here for Fort Lauderdale Strikers. And not, a lot of times on the show, I'll break out that retro kit that's kind of like that really 70s retro kit. This is your Traffic Sports Fort Lauderdale Strikers. And so we'll get into I see some people in the chat have already talked about this. And in some ways, like I said, Neymar's the thumbnail, but this new news, and I thought about changing the thumbnail, but this new news, in my opinion, trumps that just from a local perspective. If you are, and we haven't talked about it just yet, but if you are a national follower, if you're from another country and you're here mainly because of Messi, you don't know this guy. You probably don't care about this guy. But from a local perspective, we love him. Right, Ed?
Yes, we do, Peter. And should I even do the song?
No, not yet. Not yet. We'll do it in a minute. But letting people jump into the chat. But Happy New Year's, everybody. Hopefully, everybody has a fun New Year's coming up on what New Year's Eve is, Tuesday night, I think, right? And so hopefully...
Tuesday night to Wednesday. Yeah.
Hopefully, everybody got all the presents they were hoping for, all the fun. I had a great time on Christmas Day. I had a house that was full with Uncle Ed and family, and Julio and family, and then my family. So it was awesome. Hopefully everybody had a great Christmas. But anyways, before we get too far, let's say a big thank you and talk about a 50% discount at Caneswear. Caneswear is located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. They are currently for until the new year, so you better get in there fast. They've got 50% off a lot of their merchandise. Not everything, but a lot of their merchandise. And some of their older, look, I think Ed talked about this last week of getting kind of the shirts a year behind just to save money, which I understand. You could go and get year one shirts for dirt cheap. They may have limited sizes at this point, but you could get some really, really good deals at Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com if Davie, Florida is too far for you to drive. And
Peter Brown, you want to sell your house or buy a house, you got to talk to me and Rodrigues. She's the go-to of all realtors in South Florida. She speaks 3 languages. I mean, there's no way you cannot make some bucks off of your property, or do an investment with a house, or maybe even a business, Peter Brown, and you could be famous. Because she's comes out on TV. She's got a TV show. It was, what's it called? The American Dream. There you go, The American Dream. And if you got a property or something, maybe you could appear on the show. So become famous while you're at it and make some money. or invest.
There you go. All right. So, and as always, the voice. That's an what the heck? That's old.
What in tarnations is that?
That is a very, very old Sunday. Miami travels a second place Mickey Mouse team. That is an old little thing that popped up. How did that pop up?
Yeah. What in tarnations is that, Peter Brown?
It's, I don't throw anything away.
It could come in handy eventually.
Old buttons are around. If you want to leave a voicemail, we currently don't have any voicemails. One more, one goal. But you want to call 786-474-4435. And if you want to add something new, Esteban Dito, I mean, you could call in and join the conversation. So jump in if you want to have your voice heard. But Ed, so before we get down to our extremely excited, there was an article that you shared with me about Neymar, and I want to get to Neymar first because I've heard criticism where we'll put a thumbnail out and then we don't get into the conversation for like 30 minutes later, and some people don't like that.
Yeah,
but Neymar, MSN, it's been long rumored. There was an article that you found. Now, a lot of articles that are coming out these days are clickbait. But this article was saying it's a done deal and that Inter Miami has already shared it on their social media. We couldn't find it.
Nope. The first thing I did, Peter, when I saw that thing, and that article's on 90 Minutes, I think is the website, and they put out stuff, soccer rumors and stuff like that, and there's some, I guess
hit or
good
miss.
reporting, but
yeah,
but not in this one. This one, we could throw it as a rumor, I guess, but nothing appeared on social media like they claimed. So, I was maybe they deleted it.
I don't even think they can. Isn't he still considered under contract at his Saudi Arabian club? So,
yeah, but he's not available until summer.
Right. I mean, the talk is he's not renewing, but then there is I found other articles of him saying he was potentially going to renew and stay there because he wants to play for the Club World Cup for that team. Now, he could still play for the Club World Cup, just here.
But with us.
I mean, so I know, and I was seeing in the chat here, Esteban put in a comment in the chat. No Neymar, please. We don't want to become Inter X Football Club Barcelona. Now, too late for that.
Too late
for that. That is happening. And I didn't say hi to everybody in the chat, but we got a bunch of people, and we'll get to your comments as we go. But yeah, too late for that. I stand by what I've been saying on this show for a long time now. They are more about selling jerseys. They're more of I think, and I don't want it to sound super negative. I think Jorge Mas wants to win 100%. But I think more than winning, he wants to win on the business.
Money.
And signing Neymar helps you win on that business.
Definitely, Peter. There's always rumors about what players are coming, and we already sold one of our players, Gomez, for a good penny, and I think that's what they want to do, man. They could, they definitely want to make some money off of these young players that we have. A lot of them have a lot of potential. We got Kremaski, we've got Ruiz, so many other young players that could potentially make the team some money, and and having Messi, that automatically makes Inter Miami money.
Yeah, exactly. Esteban continues on his conversation. It will take at least a month before Neymar gets injured again.
At least a month.
At least a month. At least we get a month. Richard Greenberg from Toronto says, someone got to pay for that new stadium. Exactly. Pablo Galasso in the chat. Beckham has said publicly that he wants Neymar. There was a conversation with him and Neymar before this team officially launched, right? And it was like, hey, I'm going to play for you someday. And he's like, hey, I'm ready, so stuff like that. So it was playful at the time, but there is definitely interest. And look, if Neymar can stay healthy, he will tear up this league.
Agree. And he will, he's still young enough where he could stick around even past when Messi, retires. So it could be a good thing. We could build the team around Neymar.
Neymar's only 32. 32 is not over the hill yet. You're maybe outside of your prime, but not that far, right? You're not that far. And especially when you consider the league that we're in. Let's be honest. In MLS, he will tear it up if he can stay healthy. Now, staying healthy, they are going to chomp and bite and hit. And, they're going to tackle the hell out of him.
Try to make him do those twirls and, falls that everybody always
he'll do them.
Yeah.
Chris Arjun jumping in, everybody's favorite photographer. Neymar's huge risk with his injury history. He could sell a lot of jerseys and open stores, though. And that, I think, is more important not to us, obviously, right? Although, look, I would love to see him play here. I've got a Brazilian family. Listen to this, Ed. So my niece, you met her. She's I don't know if you really spoke to her because we had a lot. We had 30 people in our house, which is the most I think we've ever had. Yeah. And you brought a good chunk of them. But
I sure did.
But I love. Oh, I was going to be wearing your granddaughter made me a friendship bracelet. It fell off while I was sleeping.
You're gonna have to go get it because she's gonna watch the show and she's gonna be like, where's my wristband, Peter Brown?
It's on my nightstand next to where I sleep, just right next to me, where she made me a friendship bracelet. But it was super sweet. But anyways, my niece from Brazil, I caught her. Okay, a couple weeks ago we went to Disney. And I caught her the night before wearing an Orlando City jersey in my house.
Ooh.
And that was because Kaká, right? That's the reason. And her defense was, I'm just getting in the mood for Orlando, right? So I'm wearing the Orlando shirt. I'm getting in the mood for Orlando. I told her to go take it off. Get out of here. Not in my house. Go take it off. She showed up, I think, Christmas Eve, maybe? Or was it on the day she went back to Brazil? Like, they've already gone. She was wearing an Inter Miami t-shirt that I had given her. One of those kind of freebie shirts that they gave us. We sent a bunch of them. The ones, whatever we got, we sent them down to Brazil. So she did have an Inter Miami shirt. But point being for that story, Neymar will sell a bunch of Inter Miami jerseys in Brazil. You won't be seeing people wearing Kaká shirts.
Good. That's the way it should be. But yeah, Brazil's, how many millions are there? 200 million Brazilians?
I don't know.
They could potentially sell millions of Neymar jerseys over there.
Sports Shorts saying he will bring money. Esteban says, if Neymar can get healthy, is equivalent as if Uncle Ed can grow hair, then he would be another Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
I think, you're sitting here going, yep. I think his comment is basically saying neither are going to happen, Ed.
What?
I think that's what he's trying to tell you.
Nah, I thought he was saying I'd look like Brad Pitt. I could potentially look like Brad Pitt with hair. No. Well, anyways, I don't know about you, but I think it'd be to reuniting MSN. It would be the team of the century for MLS. For MLS, from MLS perspective, Luis Barrio says Neymar won't get healthy. That is a problem sometimes with these Brazilians when they come down to South Florida. Apparently, that he bought a house, and when you buy a house or you buy space. That's a done deal. That's what the thought is. And it looks like it's because also his girlfriend was pushing him to come to the States, and that could be a thing. But
Listen, what westernized kind of woman wants to live in Saudi Arabia?
got a point.
Let's be honest. It's not the most women-friendly part of the world.
Exactly. Not much they can do there.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs says Neymar will attract Brazilian population in Miami. Exactly. So, all right. Do you have any other comments or thoughts on Neymar, Ed?
No, man, but I think we could definitely start getting into all the other things we were going to talk about. There's so much potential, so much stuff to talk about.
And let's start off with Fafa Picault is coming to Inter Miami.
Yes, and there's a song, Peter Brown. Fa 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 fa. That's what we used to sing back in the striker days.
Did we? I didn't sit in the.
Yes.
Back in the striker days, Ed, I was a little snobby, and I sat in the media booth.
Yeah, you were. Peter was totally taking advantage because back then we did before podcasts, before everybody had podcasts, we had a podcast.
Back then, it was so much easier to get like interviews and things like that. And actually, do you remember there was a player actually? What was his name? There was a player, Ed, young player that we got. Light went out. That we got to interview. And we had to interrupt him from his poker game.
Oh, who was it?
He's now on the Fort Lauderdale United staff as part of the scouting or player personnel type of thing. I forgot his name right now. But point being, we used to on a regular basis have the coaches on our show. It was easier because back then not everybody and their brother was doing a podcast. And it wasn't as easy as it is today to just turn on your phone and do it. And it's great because there's more content for you guys. But yeah, back then, we never did interview, I don't think, Fafa, other than maybe a post game. At those games, I would stand on the field, put my microphone in front of people's face and stuff like that. But
it was easy back then. Nowadays, it's much more difficult.
Fafa sitting here tearing it up against the Ottawa Fury in his Strikers uniform, same kit that I'm currently wearing on purpose. And here doing the Lockhart Leap. Do you guys know what the Lockhart Leap was?
That's it right there.
That's it. Players, I mean, this and you weren't getting mobbed by a lot because, Strikers didn't have a ton of fans. But they were, after scoring a goal, they would do the version of the Lambeau Leap, which is on a small fence, much easier than the Lambeau Leap. But Fafa Picault became a Fort Lauderdale legend in literally one season. Do you realize that, Ed? He only played one season for Fort Lauderdale Strikers.
Wow, hard to believe. I thought he was there for a couple years at least.
It felt like it because he made such an impact on us locally. He started off in 2012 for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, but in 2014 he showed up with us. He made 22 appearances, 12 goals. He had the season of his life. Do you remember? We were friends with the current coach at that time, Gunter Kronsteiner, and Gunter told us he had to bench Fafa. Do you remember why, Ed?
No, I don't remember. Wow.
He had to bench Fafa on his breakout season because he was so focused on wanting to go play in Europe. And obviously, Gunter Kronsteiner, being a German, had connections in Europe. And so, Fafa was always in Gunter's ear. Get me a tryout. Get me something over in Europe. And Gunter basically had to bench him to say, you need to focus on the team you play for. The rest will come, but you need to focus. And I think that was a great lesson for Fafa Picault because he has been nothing but a great professional ever since. You know, he did get his opportunity to go to Europe. He got signed with Sparta Prague, didn't play any, but then he moved, played a few years in St. Pauli. So, and then eventually had a hell of a career in MLS. So at 33 years old, a winger, what I think he plays on the left.
Not sure. I don't remember, Peter, but I do know he's a winger. He's still pretty fast. He's still making a difference for his teams in Major League Soccer. So I think he could do pretty well over here. Plus, he's local, and that would be even better for us.
And this all comes from I'm trying to find it. Where is Tom Bogert, who says that. Sources, Inter Miami signed free agent winger Fafa Picault. Fafa, 33, 9 goals, 5 assists in Vancouver last season. And one of the main reasons, family reasons, being a driving factor. He's a local kid. He's a Haitian that grew up in South Florida, as far as I know. But, this is home to him.
And then we got another defender, Peter Brown. You actually broke this one. This guy right here. There you go. He's pretty famous. Kind of looks like somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, we got there was a new defender that popped up on the radar. Rumors are Inter Miami is signing this guy. You thought that Christoph was old. You ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh, man, I'm starting to work out already as it is. I'm going to be one hell of a center defender. I'll tell you that much, Peter Brown.
Yep, and then there was also talk about hiring this guy somewhere on the field. He looks like he's a goalkeeper, but really, I mean, he's supposed to be running. He's supposed to be running, from the goal.
And from what I can tell, he's going to be sticking around right next to the goal, just waiting to push balls in.
It sounds familiar, doesn't it, Ed?
Sure it does.
Sounds familiar. Kata says. AI. Yes, somebody updated their iPhone and was playing around with the new iPhone app. And yes, he is from Coconut Creek, like Frey. This could be your star goal scorer, winger, whatever, utility player, maybe.
A little on the old side, but I
little
think
bit.
Can score.
Does both players need glasses? Both players need glasses.
We're gonna have to wear goggles.
Oh, you call them goggles. I think Roberto called them what did he call them in our chat? Something about X-ray, something like that. You could see some the goals happening and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Continuing, and he's having fun with our nonsense. Why glasses for both? Because
blind.
I mean, I don't need glasses to do this show because I could see my screen just fine. But when I'm going to a game or when I'm reading, I also am, four-eyed. So, that's why. But the screen
Peter,
is that distance. I don't need them.
Since we're looking up pictures and stuff, does this picture mean anything to you? Wait, my bad. There we go.
See, no, because I only recognize Messi. Well, is the one on the right Ocho Cinco?
It's Pogba, actually.
Oh, see, I don't know what they look like.
Well, there's also rumors that Pogba is going to be in there, and right there in that picture, it was Messi. What's his name? What do they call that guy? The Salt Bay dude, and Pogba.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I know their names, but I don't know exactly what they look like in street clothes, I guess. So,
that's true.
Going on back to Fafa Picault, Fafa to Miami, is this legit? It's coming from Tom Bogert. Tom Bogert is basically one of your best sources for rumors. Obviously, Inter Miami hasn't made this official. When Tom says it, it generally is 100%, right? And he'll say rumors, and also he's saying sources. Sources can get things wrong. Things can fall apart. But he's currently a free agent. And let's go back, continuing to talk about Fafa. Fafa currently, his base salary was $650,000. So fifth, 650. Remember that. And where do we get for
Campana? 2 billion.
Well, yeah, but even he's not even showing anymore, is he?
I would think, Peter, that
Christoph was making 750. So we got rid of Christoph, and we're bringing in obviously that's defender for a winger, but what I'm concerned about, Ed, is what does this mean for Robert Taylor? Robert Taylor only makes 300,000.
Right.
Half. I didn't realize Robert Taylor was that cheap.
Yeah, wow. And he's a great player, and I'd hate to see him go, but this is now Mascherano's team. There's rumors of more Argentinians coming. So does that mean that the finish is finished? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I don't know. Fafa, let's be honest, though. Fafa is depth. At this point in his career, every team he's played for in the last few years, I even know when he played in Houston, he was a lot of times coming off the bench. He is a coming off the bench guy that burns with speed and will tear up defenses in that second half of the game when everybody's a little bit tired. So he's been a trouble against us whenever we played against him. So Damian Kuzman says Taylor and his Panthers friends are Finnish. I don't know what that means, but maybe he's trying to make a joke that they're finished. Who's his Panther friends? I don't know.
Is maybe somebody on the Panthers is from Finland?
I don't know.
But I don't follow the Panthers that much.
No,
I know they won last year.
Sargent is saying they don't need Fafa even for free. You are wrong, sir. They do need Fafa. They need depth. You see all the tournaments this team is going in? They need depth. He is a quality MLS player. Now, some of you guys, are new to the league and all that kind of stuff, and you want us to be Barcelona. We are old Barcelona, but we're not Barcelona. And you guys want us to be Barcelona and bring in the biggest names in the world and all that kind of stuff. And you just can't do that. You know what I thought about, Ed, when I saw this? This seems like something Chris Henderson would have done. This is something when somebody knows MLS and knows what's available and knows quality when they see it. Who is making that decision? I know we've got that guy, Raul, whatever. I can't say his last name.
That he this was something that was done before Henderson left, or he was working on it.
Could have been. It could have been. This definitely feels like you need to have somebody. Now, there is another guy. I forgot his name. He used to also Bush. Last name starts with a B. But he is part of the, team. He used to be part of Orlando City, and then eventually they hired him here and stuff like that. So maybe he helps in that regard. But yeah, it could have been a deal. This does feel like a Henderson kind of deal that, because this guy Raul is not going to have any real knowledge unless he watches a lot of tape. But I don't know. I know I'm downplaying this guy a lot. Budelich. Thank you, Steve Munoz. Budelich is the guy that I'm trying to think of who has MLS experience and all that kind of stuff. So maybe he's in there. Kata saying, that's the same thought I had, Peter. Good depth signing. Steve Munoz also commenting on my shirt. Just tuning in, fellas. I'm blinded by the Ronald McDonald uniform. You, Steve Munoz, must not have been a Fort Lauderdale Strikers fan. Come on.
And Fafa played for them, so that's why he's wearing it.
I don't have a Fafa shirt, but I've got several Fort Lauderdale Striker shirts, and obviously
I didn't even think about wearing my Striker stuff, knowing that we were going to talk about this. Oh well.
Sargent is saying, Fafa, LOL, even Campana is better than this guy. Have you watched him? And we're not trying to compare. We're not comparing Fafa to Campana. Campana's gone. this is the kind of player that I think a lot of us MLS fans want. I know that, and I don't see him in the chat, but I know our buddy from Eric Thomas is always saying that, you know, our group doesn't look within MLS to find, say, you know, some solid defenders or things like that. And this is that. This is looking within the league, finding a guy that was available because he's on a free. He's available. And Steve Munoz says Fafa was an Inter Miami killer. I'm glad to have him on our side. All right, he's depth, guys. He's depth. But don't expect him. I mean, he'll start some here and there, I'm sure. But don't expect him to be the next Campana. He's 33 years old. He's near the end of his career, and second on the back half, or not half, back, you know, a few years. And welcome home. I mean, those of us that when I used to watch him, and it does surprise me that it was only a year because he became a local legend in a very short time.
Right. They're already talking about, Damien's already talking about the rumors of us getting another Argentinian player, Peter Brown.
Which one do you want to talk about?
There's a couple.
Well, let me get rid of this guy. Let me get, not him. He's not Argentinian. I have a bunch of people lined up here. Let's go with this guy. He is Argentinian. He's 25 years old.
That's Tadeo Allende?
Tadeo Allende. Is that? Am I saying it right, Ed?
Allende, I think it's pronounced, but it's all good. You're close. You're gringo.
Allende?
That's acceptable.
Allende. But, you know, he's currently playing for Celta Vigo. You know, I don't think he's played a whole lot. 11 appearances, 1 goal.
Right, he's I guess supposedly the guy that's going to replace Campana, but it's a little concerning because he did have a good year. I saw his stats when he was in Argentina, if I'm not mistaken.
Godoy Cruz.
Yeah, there you go. He had a good season. He had more than 10 goals, and so that probably got him, you know, the place in Vigo. But we're getting him. I guess he didn't play enough. So
Kadaseng is a promising on loan signing. Yep, on loan. Yeah, they list him as a winger. I know you said Campana, but you know, word was that he was. What we heard was that he's on his way to South Florida to sign. So this could be a done deal. But again, it's a winger. I know we're all asking for defense, and we're seeing there is one defender I have lined up in here. But, Sports shows, well, of course we're signing him. He's Argentinian. One, that checks mark. Steve Munoz says he met with his agent last night in Buenos Aires for dinner. Looks like it's a done deal soon. Kata is saying, like Campana, did bad in Europe, but will be good for us. And yeah, so could be a Campana replacement. You know, time will tell. There was also this guy here that, and I actually have, I forgot. I have some other things pulled up for these guys. This is... Let's go here. Alexa Quiles, 24, current club, San Lorenzo. And,
another forward.
Another forward.
It's going to be one or the other, I would think. I would probably think Tadeo would probably, if he did meet with his agent. Because I think Alfonso would be all right as the other, even though he plays multiple roles, but...
Look, if we bring in both of these guys, Alfonso's not seeing the field, right? I mean, I'm not much. You know, you're looking at he's on the 2 team and just playing when there's injuries because, you know, this guy at age 24, he is listed as a forward. You know, on loan to San Lorenzo, 28 appearances, 4 goals. You know, so he could be your Campana replacement if they sign him. These are all just at this point rumors, but these are the ones we're hearing. The Argentinian mafia that are all coming to South Florida.
Yeah. And look, we got Sargent's just hating
Where is
on
he
Drake.
at? Where's Sargent at?
He's like,
oh, here, Sargent, you must be Argentinian. He is Argentinian and good. Argentine and good. You must be Argentinian. I'm just gonna guess. Are you? Or tell us in the chat. Are you Argentinian? But yeah, he's hating. I hope they get rid of Drake for peanuts. That guy is holding Miami back. Let's listen. Talked about this on Christmas with you, me, and Julio. And right now, as far as I can see, we have one goalkeeper on this club. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, apparently Sargent's not Argentine. It sounds like it. But
local Miami probably because he's saying bro to Miami bro thing.
Bro. Hey, bro. Drake Callender may be our only goalkeeper right now. Because I mean we've traded away Dos Santos. We traded away, I forgot his name, but the young kid, blonde hair guy that we drafted. They didn't re-sign him. And there's no mention on the other guy. What's his name, Ed?
Yeah. Oh gosh, forgot his
Uribe,
name.
right?
The old guy. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no word on him.
He came back. He was already retired, Peter Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He came back just to say he played with Ustari. There you go. Oscar
Yeah,
Ustari
here.
says
Ustari.
Yeah.
Chris, blonde hair guy, Cole Jensen. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name.
Which
Sports Choice is saying Oscar Ustari is on the roster. Well, look, you can't go to their website because the website's going to have all these old people. They don't update their website. So, but Kata feels like, mark my words, Losada, Ustari will be goalkeepers this year. I mean, maybe, but they're not just letting Drake go for peanuts. First off, whoever said that is not happening. You know, he's a very good goalkeeper. And I think he's still got a lot of promise. His issue is his feet, right? And this team wants to really play with their goalkeeper's feet, like a lot of modern keepers. We talked about that previously. And he's not great with that. I get it. But he is a great shot stopper. And I like him a lot. Maybe he's not the most vocal on his defense. That could be. He is not going for peanuts. He could be on the market, but they're going to want some good, GAM, TAM, all that kind of good stuff. A monopoly money from MLS.
Well, if you see what Francisco Losada Garcia is saying, Losada and Ustari, they both would occupy international spots. And for goalkeeper, yeah, you're right. That would not be good.
It wouldn't make sense, especially in this country where I think, I've always said this, we have a lot of good American goalkeepers. We're good at catching things in this country. We teach our kids how to catch.
Yes.
So they're not going to spend.
Have to.
Yeah. I'm not saying Drake Callender can't be traded, but it won't be for peanuts. I'm not saying he can't be traded. If you thought he was going to get traded, the natural choice would have been San Diego. And I think you said that, Ed, that you thought he might have gone to San Diego, and he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. I was surprised when he didn't go, and it was the Dos Santos the one that left. I was definitely surprised because of that. But then, we keep hearing about these goalkeepers, so you could only imagine he's probably on his way out, or he could be.
But at the end of the day, I don't think he is on his way out. He could find his way to the bench and be a backup. That is possible. But if you're going to do that, and to Sargent's point, again, not peanuts, but you want to get a good return on him. So, I mean, you would want to trade him before he moves to backup keeper. Because right now he's starting keeper. There's more money for a starting keeper than it would be for backup keeper. But anyways. Oh, Sargent is saying it's just a joke, bro. Come on. Well, I don't know. I'm reading. I can't hear your tone.
Sarcasm. Yeah.
Your sarcasm. But anyways, I'm not sure about goalkeepers. We don't have any goalkeepers in our commentary here. But who is this guy? This is Coelho. Another, people have been asking about defense. You mentioned this one. This guy, Diaz.
From River Plate from Chile. He's Chileno.
Yeah, he's rumored as well. Paulo Diaz, 30 years old, center back. Is this the answer? I mean, would you be happy with this as your center back? And this fits that bill of kind of like what I said. They're going to find Argentinian players or players from the Argentinian league that you've never thought about, right? But is this guy check the boxes? I don't know anything about it.
He plays for the national team, so that's a good thing. That means he's good enough for a national team. He's good enough for River Plate, which River Plate's a pretty darn good team. So I think he fills the bill. Hopefully he won't be that expensive. But he's one of the two defenders that we've heard about. And
and he's played 125 games for River Plate since 2019. So he's getting a lot. He plays. He's not injury prone. Damian Guzman says, I don't want him. Why? Why do you not want him?
Because he's in the Argentinian league, because he's from Chile. I don't know, man. I think he's attractive. Well, I don't care.
Sergeant says, well, I don't care what nationality they are, unlike you guys. We don't care either, but the team seems to care. The team seems to care.
He plays in Argentina, so that might check off that thing.
Exactly. I mean, this club seems to want to have there. It seems like they only have scouts in Argentina, and maybe that main scout is Leo Messi. I saw somebody make a joke on Twitter that, hey, Leo went on vacation in Argentina and just went and said, that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. And that's what happened. So, oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs says he's Chilean, not Argentine, so maybe we could use him. So I don't know but he's the only defender we've heard about, and we all know we need defense.
There was another one, Peter. Gosh, I forgot the guy. I know I sent you the info in our chat. Let me see if I could find it.
Defender?
There was another. Yeah, he played for in Spain.
Oh, I don't have that one. I don't have that one loaded. Let's put it that way.
Let's see, Paulo Diaz, Kevin Zenon.
I just have this guy loaded.
Oh yeah, that's the dude right there. Gosh, I'm looking for that guy. I don't know which chat I put it in, but yeah.
Damian Guzman says, I want a legit defender.
There was a guy that used to play for Barcelona. I know I sent you the link.
Yeah, I mean, you guys send a lot of stuff. I don't know. I don't remember that one. But Damian, I mean, I agree with you, but I still don't think they're going to spend big on a defender. I mean, spending big would be Paulo Diaz. I mean, he's experienced at River Plate, so he just seems to be the level that you're going to get, I think. Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs says, this is Miami. Why don't we got a Cuban on the team? Maybe because there just aren't any, there aren't probably very many Cubans that are of the level that we want to be at. The most famous Cuban in MLS was Osvaldo, what was his last name? Played a bunch of years for Seattle.
Alonso, I believe.
Alonso, that's it.
Yeah.
And
he's pretty good.
He was almost on Miami FC /Strikers. I don't remember what year it was. He was part of a group of players, if I remember correctly. He was part of a group of players that came for a international tournament of some sort in the United States and decided to stay. And it was, I think, Miami FC at the time, and there was 3 or 4 of those players, and I think Alonso was one of them. And Miami FC let them train, but didn't want to touch it from a political standpoint. So, Oh, someone is at front door apparently. Well,
Look at
my
that.
wife is here.
Well, unfortunately, I can't find it. I don't know which chat it was on, but darn tootin' Peter Brown. I know there was another one. He
Yeah.
used to play for Barcelona.
Kata is saying Barta.
There you go,
Mark
Bartra.
Barta.
Yep, that's the one.
Francisco Garcia is yelling at us. Barta.
There you
A
go.
lot of people. Bartra. So I don't know anything. How old is Bartra?
Good question, Peter Brown. I'll check it out up real quick. Unless you're doing it.
I am doing it right now. He is 33 years old. And he's from Spain. So he could be friends with Busquets. So that qualifies. And he's from Barcelona. That qualifies.
He fills the check marks. Not Argentine, but
currently with Betis, Real Betis, since 2023, only 14 appearances. So, he's probably sitting the bench at the end of his career. Arjun
saying he's too young. Yeah, we're one of the oldest teams now. I mean, we've got a whole bunch of young guys, but still doesn't, we still have our age up there.
The problem with this team is you got super old or super young. There's not a whole lot in between. So, I agree with Kata. Give the fellas a like. Thank you. Sargent says, Americans ask what nationality first, while the rest of the world ask if the guy is good first. Big difference. I mean, from Ed and I don't think that's necessarily true. We're just going through the stats of who the player is and where they're from, what they are, and all that kind of stuff. And as far as a club, this club does seem to have a preference. So
yeah.
And Sergeant, you're speaking of Americans ask where are you from, Sergeant? Just curious. What nationality are you from? I am as gringo gets. So you can throw all of your stuff. Kata says nationality is more of a MLS thing for marketing. I mean, it's not so much a nationality thing for marketing unless it's like you're marketing to your local. Like Miami Fusion tried that. They brought in a Colombian because we have a lot of Colombian people. They brought in, with Valderrama. They tried that. They brought in a Haitian player because we have a Haitian community, and it didn't really work. They just need to find good players. Sergeant is Asian. All right, cool. Oh, speaking of which, Ed, you shared another one with me just before going live. Asian. There's a rumor that we're gonna sign this guy.
Butcher his name, Peter. Butcher his name.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
You can do it.
It is Son Heung-min. That's it.
Or, because there's also a different pronunciation. They put it the other way around. Hold on. Where did I put? Oh, I'm in the wrong chat.
Listen, Ed. I've got my pronunciation from Wikipedia. It shows it right here. Right here. Son Heung-min. Son Heung-min. Son Heung-min? Son Heung-min.
There you go. That's him. He's a pretty decent player. He's 32 though, man. We're bringing all these old ones.
This is just a rumor. I don't even know where did this rumor come from. Where, as far as this show goes, where this rumor came from? Uncle Ed. Where did you get this rumor from?
I got it from Julio Caballero. He's my source.
So no real valid. I mean, Julio's a good source. Let's be honest. But Steve Munoz says Son is not coming. He doesn't fit.
He wouldn't be available anyways until the summer. So
right. Mr. Krabs asking where this rumor came from. We told you, Julio. Chris Arjun says Son is a winger. Yeah, we're gonna have a ton of wingers now. All of a sudden, Son is not a number 9. Sargent says Son will go to other Premier League teams or resign with his Spurs. Steve says, sources, trust me, bro. Well, when we say our friend Julio is the source, I mean, I'm not saying you could trust everything he says, because he'll also just regurgitate sometimes things he sees on Twitter, but he also does have some actually really, really good sources. I don't want to burn them, but he does have some really, really good sources as well. I don't know if there's any truth to this one, but I mean, I just thought about it because Sargent said he was Asian. Here's an Asian. And he was saying we only talk about nationality. Here you go.
A Korean guy right there. Mm-hmm. That's cool. No, I wouldn't mind, man. We do need to change things up.
Speaking of nationality, can we get some Americans on this team? If we're only thinking that this show should be around nationality now. Can we get an American? Can we get a Puerto Rican? We got Puerto Ricans down here. Can we get a Cuban? I don't care where they're from. I just want them to be good, and they have to fit within the MLS framework of what we could pay for. I don't think this guy, Son Heung-min, probably fits that. He's probably too expensive, but
It's interesting. I mean, we've had rumors about just about anybody that's going to come to Miami. So, yeah, everybody wants to come to Miami because Messi's there.
Right.
And awesome.
And listen, just because somebody like him, for example, he could go in an interview somewhere in England, because I think he plays for Tottenham, and can say, yeah, I would love to play with Messi. And that alone now becomes he's coming to MLS to play with Messi. And these players don't necessarily even have any idea of the rules, salary rules for MLS. I mean, hell, we're fans for this league for 20-something years, and we barely understand, right? So, the players don't. But I think that's where a lot of these rumors come from. Some of them are a little bit more vetted than others. I think stuff like, some of these players that we mentioned tonight, Fafa being a good one. Tadeo is probably another highly, likely one from what we're hearing. But all these others, I mean, it's just like if somebody says in passing, like, I would like to play with Messi. I mean, let's be honest. That's where this guy came from. He just said something like, I would like to play with Messi. And then this rumor pops up out of nowhere that, he's playing for Inter Miami.
There you go.
And he would be our current, I wouldn't be our first, but he would be our only Ecuadorian player since we got rid of Campana. We have got rid of just to fit with Sargent's vision of what this show is about. We have a Ecuadorian spot that needs to be filled. It is within our bylaws of this team. We need one Ecuadorian. This guy is it.
Yep, I'm the guy, or that guy.
That guy. Is that you?
I don't know. There's a resemblance there.
Kata says would also work dressed up as a monk, that AI player. Oh, don't get me. Oh, I got fun stuff to do now.
Don't give him ideas.
Look, it's a new app. I mean, everybody has AI availability, but with the new Apple update, if you have an iPhone 15 Pro or above, you have some fun to play with. But it's only silly fun. There's nothing real usable out of it, but it's some nonsense that we could play around with.
Yeah, and Damien's talking about a Colombian player. There's still the rumor that James might come.
There's still that rumor out there. It won't go away, but we've had that rumor before. Just that for whatever reason, it doesn't get over the goal line. Will that happen? Who knows? But I think if you want to talk about nationalities in South Florida for marketing purposes, that's another good one.
Mm-hmm.
There was
Jersey,
right. There was one of the World Cups, not this last World Cup, but maybe the World Cup before. I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was the first World Cup that Colombia was back in, right? So they had missed a couple World Cups or something. They were back in. And I remember reading a stat that the number one selling jersey in Miami around that World Cup cycle was Colombia. There are a boatload of Colombians in South Florida. And so, yeah, he would definitely sell a lot of jerseys. That would be a smart business move if we're going back to what this team seems to be about, and that's business.
Yeah.
Mr. Krabs saying I could see Harry Kane because I saw somebody saying we need a Brit. I thought that for a long time. I love Harry Kane. I think he's a really good player. I don't know if I haven't watched him in a little while. I don't know if he still has much left, but I mean, in his younger days, he was great. Sargent agreeing, yeah, Kane when he is 100, that'd be fun. But we can't get everybody. You know, some other teams like LA Galaxy, LAFC. Those are two teams in particular that really have their sights set on these kind of big name players as well. Oh, everybody was saying it was the 2014 World Cup. So it was, quite a few ago, but I remember when that happened. It was a big thing. Yeah, Mr. Krabs saying I'm surprised we don't have any Englishmen on the team considering our owner is English. You would think he'd call his buddies, right? And I don't think Beckham is all that involved. Let's be honest.
I think he'll.
It's a name.
Yeah, I want a player, but yeah, Beckham's.
Look,
I'm sure if they need to get on the horn to contact somebody, he'll do it.
But I also heard him say something to the effect that he won't go in and do the hard sell. Because he doesn't want to impact his friendship. So it's friendship first, team second. So, but he can make the introduction for Mas or Raul, whatever his name is. Jonathan Alvarado saying, hey guys, a lot of progress at Miami Freedom Park.
And yes, I went today. Peter, it was raining too hard. I was going to get wet, but I might go in the morning. So
do it. We need a video. There is a lot going on there. We definitely need a video. I thought it would be, I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to push you too hard, but I thought it would have been, when you do the same videos over and over again, you want to get a different angle. You doing the video under an umbrella, I don't know if you had an umbrella, but you doing a video under an umbrella would have been fun.
Yeah, I would have done it if I had an umbrella, but no umbrella, and I was going to get wet. I didn't even have a hoodie, so I was just like, darn tootin'. So I waited. I was there for like about an hour. I drove by a couple times. I do have a little bit of film that when I drove by, so you get to see some of that wetness in the video. But yeah, I need to get out and do some walking around. Hopefully I'll be able to do that tomorrow morning.
Great. Yeah, we definitely need a construction video. It's starting to look, a lot of people have had their doubts, us included, about getting it done in time. But I said it in our last video that from this point on, once we started seeing those the support pillars going all the way around in the shape of the oval, it's going to start moving fast. And not that I know anything about construction. It's just my experience of watching them build Chase Stadium. Because with Chase Stadium, it was easier for me. I lived about 10 minutes away. And so I would literally drive up there every single Saturday. So now for me, at least, I live an hour away from the Miami Stadium. It's a little bit more challenging. Ed's a little bit closer, but he's also very busy. So, we definitely need to get out there though. So hopefully you can get it done tomorrow. If not, we do have we have a New Year's Day holiday. So I don't know. We'll see. But Ed, speaking of shows and things and content and all that, do we have anything on the Spanish front coming?
Well, we definitely want to do a goodbye Spanish show. So I'm not sure if we can do it tomorrow.
Wait a minute, goodbye like it's ending?
Goodbye to 2024, Peter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do one with Marco, and as soon as I get off the horn. As soon as I get off this show, I'm going to get on the horn is what I meant to say.
Yeah, so make sure to check out the Spanish show. Hopefully you guys get it up as well. Kata's asking if we mentioned Kane's word. Yeah, we're in the beginning of the show, Kata. But we'll mention our sponsors now, too, because I see that Mia's checked in. If you want to hang on, let me get rid of this. If you want to buy Inter Miami gear, again, go to Caneswear, the best deals in town, 50% off sale going on to the end of the year on a lot of merchandise. And then also, Mia Rodrigues, Ed.
Yeah, man. If you guys want to sell your property or buy something, she's the goat of all realtors in South Florida. So you got to contact Mia Rodrigues, guys. Don't forget, make some money or invest in South Florida.
All right, so we got it covered at the beginning and the end of the show in case somebody wasn't here at the beginning. So people checking in here at the last minute. El Pelon is here as well. Chris giving you a hard time, saying you mentioned your horn.
Yeah.
El Pelon was one of our striker friends and now following us he just likes local soccer. He was also at the Fort Lauderdale United game for that first game with me. Geez, people checking up at the 801. Guyver checking in now at the end of the show. So anyways, well, we're wrapping it up, everybody. So just like, oh yeah, Mr. Krabs says, see you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And look at this. Michael Donnelly is in Chile. He'll be happy if we get that Chilean player. So happy New Year, everybody. Hope you guys are safe and have a great New Year. We'll check back in as soon as we can. After that, we'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks, everybody.